Of course, during this crypto bull run, we all want to put our money into the right investments. So let's assume that you have $1,000 worth of dry powder that you want to invest into either Solana or Sui, both of which so far have done really, really well compared to the rest of the market thus far. Solana, of course, was the crypto darling of the 2021 bull run, pumping nearly 900%. Actually, more than that, depending on where you measure the growth, because in November, it reached its all-time high of $260. Depending on where you entered, a lot of people were able to get over 100x, 100 times their investment on SOL token. Then fast forward to today, and you have a lot of experts and analysts that are hoping for and perhaps anticipating a similar run with Sui, whose token in the last 6 weeks has gone up in excess of 120%. There really are a lot of similarities and parallels between the two tokens, as reflected in this picture here. That Solana that you're seeing on the left, it went from $1 to $10 in just 1 month. And then we have a hypothetical prediction for Sui on the right, going from the $1.50, $2 range to $4.50. Here also is a similar chart, including SEI, that allows you to look at all three projects side by side. And again, that's before the real start of the bull run compared to 2021. Let's dig into these projects. Let's take a look at where they stand, take a look at some of the updates and some of the announcements and the potential they have, and make the right decision as to where we want to invest that $1,000. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, as you know, and as always, I do wish you well. But I'm not a financial or investment advisor, just remember that. And remember also, by extension, this video is not official financial or investment advice. Have you checked out our new trading section in Discord yet? Because starting this week, we now have a dedicated trading section to discuss all things altcoins and technical analysis. And on top of that, our very own Cody is giving his personal trading setups that he's actually taking in real time that you can follow along with, as well as educational videos to help you get started with trading. If you're not a trader, don't worry. We have sections on Bitcoin, altcoins, gaming, and NFTs as well. It's all for free. Join us in Discord today. Check out the link in the description below. So let's start by taking a look at both projects and everything that they've been up to lately. And in this case, I'm going to start with Sui, because as far as a crypto project goes, these guys are pretty much as hot as you can be at the moment within the space. Compared to Solana, Sui has different tech as well. It's also a younger chain, and that means the technology is newer, which you may view as a benefit. It all starts with their programming language, which is Move, M-O-V-E. This came from the time that Sui's team spent at Meta, or Facebook. They were part of the now defunct Diem blockchain project. That's basically when Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook at the time were trying to create their own sovereign currency. That got shut down, but that was indeed the programming language they used, Move. And they took Move with them and used it to write Sui's backbone. Aptos, by the way, is another project that uses the Move language. However, that is a different version. If we consider Solana, it uses Rust and Solidity. These are proven programming languages, no question. For example, Solidity is widely used by Ethereum-based projects and, of course, EVM. Move is a little bit different because it uses objects and kiosks to define ownership of assets. If you're a little bit more technically inclined, or you would just like to learn more about this, you can check out this article on our website, altcoinbuzz.io. It does a pretty good job of explaining these technical parameters and issues. I'll link to this in the description below. But back to updates here, Sui also launched a major one to its consensus mechanism, and it was called Misty SETI. This means almost instant transactions because their latency is now just about 390 milliseconds. And the latest update on Misty SETI is Mahi Mahi. That offers 400,000 TPS, transactions per second. Okay, but Solana is by no means sleeping on this one. They also have a new consensus upgrade in the pipeline. That one's called Fire Dancer. And with this upgrade, Solana becomes even more decentralized. Now, Sui thought it was faster with Misty SETI's and Mahi Mahi's 400,000 TPS. However, Fire Dancer, as we're told, could deliver up to 1 million TPS. But at least until Fire Dancer launches, Solana only has 65,000 TPS. That's slower in this matchup, but it's still actually pretty fast, to tell you the truth. Both chains are also doing great in terms of enjoying a healthy outflow from Ethereum to Solana and Sui. And combined, check this out, both chains together are catching 90% of Ethereum's bridge outflow. This Altcoin Buzz Spotlight video is sponsored by CoinEx, which is probably one of the best exchanges that you still haven't heard of. Just like Gate.io or MEXC, they offer a lot of coins, but most importantly, they offer the high quality coins that you actually want. I'm talking about over 800 coins in over 1,200 trading pairs, which are available. And they have a great new program that is ongoing right now. Just for signing up with the link that we provide below, you're going to get up to 100 USDT to help your account get started. This offer, however, is only good until November 9th. So get in there and get your bonuses soon. Check out the link. Once again, you can find it in the description of this video and get up to 100 USDT with your new account. Let's consider the tokenomics for both projects here. We'll start with Solana and the SOL token, SOL. Now, the current price as I record is up a little bit, actually, as of late. It's at $168 right now and 80 cents with a pretty massive market cap, $79.2 billion. This is a big boy. However, a big downside here that I have to point out just candidly and objectively is the fact that we have an infinite amount of SOL. That's something I'm not a big fan of. Maybe you're indifferent, maybe you don't really care, but that's always a factor for me. There's a circulating supply of 470 million, a total supply of just under 587 million. So that's actually a good percentage of circulating supply out of the total supply. But again, there's no fixed max supply. That is infinite. So just FYI. Now, every day, Solana pushes just under 75,000 SOL onto the market. And at current rates, that's around $11 million per day. SOL is up by over 600% over the course of the last 12 months, which is nice. And SOL is about 35% away from its all-time high of $260. So it's looking pretty good right now, actually. The current price of SUI is down a little bit as we record today, sitting right now at $1.92. That's taken a bit of a tumble from its very recent all-time high of $2.35. We're sitting at, let's call it $5.3 billion in market cap. And although we're down on the day, 5.2%, I do want to zoom out here, look at the last 3 months, the last 90 days to get a sense of how terrific the performance has been as of late. And in contrast to Solana here, what I like about projects like Sui is that they have a defined max supply here. Now, the circulating supply still represents, not the greatest percentage of that total and max supply. We have 2.763 billion tokens in circulation out of a total and max supply of 10 billion. So in other words, that's 27.6% in circulation. Not a great metric, but I think I would take that personally over an infinite supply. That's going to be a personal choice. It's your discretion. Is this a big deal? Is it a non-factor? That's for you to answer. I prefer this particular set of tokenomics versus Solana, for example. Also, if we take a look at the last year, these are the last 3 months here, but the last year has been terrific for Sui, up by something like 440% over that course of time, these last 12 months. We do have to keep in mind, however, that Sui does still have quite a few token unlocks that are yet to come. In fact, each month, Sui unlocks 64.19 million tokens. At current prices, that's something like $130 million. But again, that's in the context of a fixed max supply. And again, the performance has been very good as of late. That recent all-time high was $2.35. So look, both projects don't have the greatest tokenomics. They each have their pros and their cons. I think that's a fair way to look at them from a broad perspective. However, here, as we see, Sui has actually made a much more impressive move in terms of projects ranked by market cap. We're on coinmarketcap.com. In August, it was ranking somewhere between number 30 and number 40. But then fast forward just a month, and during Sui-tember, it moved all the way up to number 15. Now, like I said, the price of the SUI token has taken a slip from that recent all-time high, and so has the rank by market cap. But as you can see here, we still sit at number 21 in terms of rank, so it has been a very respectable climb. And yes, we got to give Solana its due. Of course, it sits higher on this list at number 5 with that nearly $80 billion market cap, but it hasn't been moving a whole lot. I guess that's just a function of how large it is as a project.
And so if this market pulls back hard under this level and then consolidates and comes back, we're likely to sell and stall.
Okay, so where am I putting that $1,000? Because we did see that both projects don't have the best tokenomics. So how do you go about this decision and hopefully make the right choice? Well, look, personally, I tend to look at growth potential when it comes to these sorts of decisions. And a good starting point could be some recent CoinGecko research. They found that 64% of participants in their survey saw SOL, S-O-L, between $200 and $600 in the near to medium term future. So let's consider the upper range of that price hypothesis here, I guess you could call it. That's approximately a 4x from where we are right now. That would bring the market cap to $288 billion for Solana. That's possible, right? That is not unrealistic. But with that context in mind, let's consider Sui here, because if they do a 4x from where they currently stand, their market cap is going to be about $21 billion. That's also very realistic. I'd say it's more realistic. I can actually see Sui doing a lot better than that, a lot better than a 4x. It's just got more room to grow based on its size right now. A 5x, maybe even a 10x is quite possible. And if this is one of those projects that just transforms into the darling of this upcoming bull cycle, then you're entering the realm of possibilities where you're discussing 20x, 30x, 40x. I'm not betting on that, but it is a possibility. That's the thing about Solana. It's an established chain, right? And it certainly has the bigger ecosystem of the two projects here. Sui, by contrast, is certainly the new kid on the block. They have a more modest ecosystem, but one that's certainly impressive and reflects a lot of recent exceptional growth, despite their relative youth, right, as a project. Check out this video, by the way, if you haven't seen it already. We did a rundown of our 4 favorite coins in the Sui ecosystem. And we're excited about some of these projects because there's a lot of new and actually exciting tech, newer tech that's being introduced here and brought to the table. So check that one out. I'll link to it below if you haven't seen it. Sui is not as established as Solana, certainly, but it's growing fast, faster, in fact. And that newer tech offers extra options for innovation and further potential growth. Solana is more like the solid or, let's say, safer option here. Both chains could see growth during this run. In fact, I think that's almost guaranteed that both will grow. Both will likely beat the market because they're terrific projects. Each one of these is a terrific project. However, Sui has more room to grow. It just boils down to the market cap and the size of the projects. So for a chance of reaping better returns, personally, and this is generally how I make these kinds of decisions, all else being equal, I look at which one has more potential in terms of multiplying its market cap. And in this case, that is Sui. I therefore put my $1,000 into Sui. That is where I see the most potential for growth. But it's also important that you check your own risk levels here. And your own appetite is going to influence your decisions. After, of course, you do your own research, right? As always. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you agree, if you would invest into Sui over Solana. By the way, both are great. I hold both, full disclosure. But yeah, in this case, I think the $1,000 has much more potential to multiply with an investment into Sui than Solana. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what other projects you're putting your money into, whether that's $1,000 or otherwise.